Um, I didn't talk so much. I forgot what the question was. I'm sorry.
No, no. I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, and so I like where you were going. So I have to be that specific in order for me to get the grant. So do it. Let's say I'm brand new. This
Mhm.
I ain't never had a business before this. I'm brand new to entrepreneurship and all of that stuff, and I want to apply for a grant. Is that possible?
100%. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, now I will say there's more. There's grants that are more relevant than others.
Okay.
So there's a possibility that the grant won't go for new businesses, but for the most part, you when you look up a grant, they're gonna say, need to be in business for 3 months, or there's no limited time in business, or need to be in business for a year. So when you apply for a grant, they get real specific
Okay.
on the audience that this grant is for. So that being said, you'll know prior to, but a lot of them are startup grants. So a lot of them.
Okay. So do I need to know like my market and all of that stuff, my ROI, things of that nature to put in the grant application? Or
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
no, or would that be specific to I guess the grant that I'm applying to?
Now, for me, I recommend, like, if you're saying something like marketing, then I recommend talking about ROI, because at the end
Okay.
of the day, I mean, you're marketing to get sales. Feel me? So, don't say you marketing like when you start mentioning ROI, then you just look more credible. Now, uh, in the case of, damn, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time? I'm sorry, man.
Do
I
I
do like
need no, it's
my
fine. I
brain.
get it. I get it. So is it now it was a question was off the top of my
Man,
head.
it was a good one too, and I had something for it, man.
Look, do I need to have specific verbiage like ROI and things like that to add into the grant?
Okay, now I remember the question he said. No, if no in general, but yes if you're talking about marketing. But for the most part, when it comes to grant, going back to the question that you asked before, when it comes to grant writing, they love hearing people with a mission. So it's like if I'm talking about, hey, if I'm talking about, hey, I'm using this grant, for marketing, which is great. I
Mhm.
mean, what's called, you're gonna get, points for obviously having a plan for it. But if you're someone who's like, hey, I'm getting this grant so I can help stimulate my neighborhood, so I can, like, basically, let's say I'm a barbershop and I can say that, hey, every month, I give out free haircuts to sons of single mothers. Feel me? And I need this grant in order to expand my marketing, expand my whatever business, so I can be able to fund those free haircuts for whatever. So like when you have a grant that has a mission behind it to, like, stimulate your area, usually more of like a poverty area or anything like that, then they're more apt to, like, give you that grant. I mean, compared to, like, hey, it's just me, I want to make my money in my business,
Mhm.
then that's one thing. Why am I not sitting centered? Anyways, what's called
That's that
compared
make
to it being
that
just
make perfect
me,
sense.
you know, like saying that, hey, I'm doing this grant for we, then you'll be good.
I
When you
like that.
just said that, that make perfect sense though, because it's like
Mhm.
if the goal or the government's goal is to help small business owners grow, they obviously want to do it for the people to make themselves look good. It's like, hey, look, we gave them this money,
Exactly.
we have it
Exactly.
for us. But
Hmm.
in reality, we all know. I can't say it, but we all know.
Yeah, we know. We know it's good, bro. It's good.
um,
Oh my
what was I
god.
gonna say? I was gonna say something about the. Oh, I don't know if Shanice might have asked this too, and I apologize for keep popping out. But what's a good what's a good like step? What's a good step by step to get a grant? So I know you were talking about like how they're important and things like that, but like walk me through it. Use me as an example. I just started my business today. Um, and let's be. I want to be real specific. Let's say I want to sell fishing gear, like,
Okay.
or I want to teach children how to fish or something to give them an extracurricular activity to prevent them from being in the streets. Like that's literally what my goal is, and I want to teach kids how to do that. What what would be? And I don't need you to be specific. I don't want you to tell me like the specific websites and things, but like for me, someone that's trying to do that, is it possible for me to get a grant? Like I'm just starting my business today.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And again, I will keep this, what you said, specific ish. Feel me? What's called, like, once you actually get established at LLC, like, you have to be incorporated. Feel me? Like, that's just just goes. You have to be incorporated. That's just a requirement. Feel me? What's called? Then you gotta have your business plan, and pretty much that's it. You get your business plan for what you're looking for at least. Feel me? What's called? So now, once you got your business plan, then you got to create what we call a mission statement. I mean, and that's one of the if not probably the most important thing that's gonna be on your application is the mission statement. 'Cause like we just spoke about earlier, it shows that you're doing this for we, not for me. Feel
Mhm.
me? So now when you get your mission statement, that's when you want a word like, hey, you actually tell like a story, almost like a Russell Brunson story. Feel me? Where it
Right.
just goes like, hey, my mission is to help these little kids, get off the street. And you actually will say something along the lines of, if it's true, of course, my pops, he wasn't in my life, and he wasn't in my life. I grew up in the street life, and I went to prison for X amount of time. Now I got out of the street. The one thing that helped me stay out of the street was going fishing every single day. So, and when I started fishing, and then other kids started something fishing, they wanted to fish with me, and I became a positive influence for the community. Da 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 da. Create a story on how it just became, how it came. Of course, a true story. Of how your mission came up. You feel me? So once you get that, your mission statement, your mission story, like why you do what you do, then you go to, like I said earlier, the Google Trends and Grant Watch to get grants that's relevant to you or whatnot. Start applying for the grants, be as specific as possible with everything that they're gonna ask. Then, then that's it. Then just apply.
Oh man, that it's crazy because even though you broke it down elaborate, I know that it's simple. It sounds super
Exactly.
simple, even with the way that you just broke it down.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. It's really not as hard as people make it out to be. It's just, I guess, knowing what you got to know,
Mhm.
essentially.
so another question would be, can I apply for more than one grant at the same time?